What is cultural syncretism through indigenization? Imagine blending two different flavors to create something new and exciting. That's what happens when cultures come together and mix their traditions in unique ways. Cultural syncretism is the process where different cultural elements, like beliefs, practices, and customs, combine to form new expressions. When this blending happens through indigenization, it means that local people take outside influences and reshape them to fit their own traditions and social ways. Indigenization is like putting a foreign idea into a local mold. Instead of just copying something from another culture, indigenous communities interpret and modify it to match their worldview. For example, when colonizers brought new religions or customs, local people often adapted these to include their own symbols and rituals. This way, the new practices become part of their cultural identity rather than just foreign imports. This process is important because it shows how cultures are not fixed but always changing. It also highlights how indigenous groups actively shape their traditions by making external influences their own. For instance, in Latin America, Catholic festivals often blend with native rituals, creating celebrations that are both religious and cultural. Language is another example, where indigenous languages might borrow words from other languages but keep their core structure and meaning. Artistic styles also change, combining traditional motifs with new materials or techniques introduced from outside. Through indigenization, cultural practices become more meaningful and relevant to local communities. It helps preserve cultural identity while allowing for growth and change. This process supports the survival of indigenous traditions by making them adaptable, so they can flourish even as outside influences arrive. It also promotes cultural exchange by showing how different practices can merge and evolve, creating new customs that are rooted in local heritage but enriched by outside ideas. In the end, this way of blending and reshaping traditions keeps cultural heritage alive and vibrant. It turns outside influences into part of a community's story, making their customs richer and more diverse. This is how cultures stay dynamic, resilient, and connected across different times and places.